How about your individual season? How do you sum it up?
Yeah, it's probably not the best. Like, obviously, I've had some really successful years at the Roosters and since coming to the club, but yeah, it's been tough for you. Obviously, Origin as well wasn't successful. We obviously didn't start the year we wanted to, and hasn't been, that successful, happy year that I've had a few of. But as I said, I've probably learned a lot, especially leadership wise. Trying to captain the club and captain New South Wales. What changes I could make and how I could grow in those situations. So I've enjoyed that. I've enjoyed learning a bit about myself and learning new things on leadership and making some changes personally. And it's still, I think if we win this weekend, obviously make the finals to have success, it could turn into the best year ever.
Could be.
You just gotta keep working hard. That's all my focus is. I never get too down, no matter the result. I'm always gonna give my best every week, and try and lead as best I can. I think that's the most important thing for me at the Roosters. I want to lead the boys, to success. And I've been captain for the last 3 years now, and I feel like that's all I want to do is lead the Roosters to a premiership. So we've done it in 18-19, but I was just a fullback doing my role there. So to lead Roosters to a premiership as a captain is definitely a goal for sure.
What type of changes have you made? Because I imagine to be at the level you've been at for so long, you've probably got your routine down packed.
Yeah.
So what type of changes?
Routine and physically, that's never really changed. I've always stayed on top of my body physically and looking after myself. Even now at 30, my body feels great after playing so much footy this year. So I think that's always been, a positive for me. But I think changes to how I've played is probably a bit, probably learned a few lessons there. I think leadership-wise, I've taken more control and not sort of just sitting back and focused on myself. I think that's easy to do. Especially when you aren't winning, to just I just want to focus on myself, but that's not what a leader does. It's about bringing everyone else up with you and trying to get the best out of the whole team, not just yourself. So just working on different combinations, different changes with how we're playing with the spine or with the middles, and I think when you sort of get to my age, as I said, I've been around the game for a while now. I just think, well, I'll just keep doing what I'm doing and should be right. But then when you don't sort of get results and you're not at your best, you sort of look for some changes. Even just watching the NRL, watching other fullbacks, what are they doing that's making them successful at the moment? Trying to take that on board. Obviously, just in my own style, but just taking different things on board. And the mental approach is the big one, I think, especially when things aren't going your way. There's a lot of got a lot of criticism and just sort of feel that weight on your shoulders. It's like, how can I get clear and get back to just enjoying my footy? And that's probably been a big learning for me as well, is just not carrying the weight on my shoulders of the team or externally, just getting back to enjoying my footy, playing and having fun, and obviously nailing my role, but then enjoying it along the way as well.
What other fullbacks do you have your eye on?
I like to watch all fullbacks, to be honest. I love watching Reece Walsh this year. Is just enjoying watching his work, especially on the back of shapes, and what he can do with the ball is enjoyable to watch because he's doing it at a very high level at the moment. I feel like Caelan's doing some really good things in the attackingly at the moment. The last 2 months, I think, of footy for him has just been enjoying watching his stuff, especially at the back, the ball playing. I think those two are probably the top of the game in terms of ball playing. Then I like to watch Gutho because I like his work rate. I think he's probably underrated. A lot of the things he does, but defensively, he's probably the best defensive fullback in terms of movements and cover tackles and just effort-based stuff that I like watching. So probably.
Yeah, they're all three very good picks.
Yeah.
You touched on the criticism that's come your way this season, and it's interesting because you've very rarely been criticised in your career. So was it a challenge when you received criticism? How much do you buy into it? How do you block it out? Like, what's...
Yeah. I feel like I'm used to it. I've always had a bit of criticism, even at the Tigers days when I was injured. Fair few times there was sort of a bit of criticism there that I wasn't up for it and stuff like that. But Yeah, I just try to. I don't obviously try to read into them. I always judge myself just on my best. I don't sort of need to read and feel better at myself if I play good or bad at myself if I don't play good. I know I hold myself to sort of high standards. So I always know if I don't hit those standards, then that's on me. I've got to be better. So that's all I sort of take on board. I don't want to read into too much. As I said, if it's good or it's bad, I don't like to read too much. I know if I played well, I still look for improvements. It's funny even if you play good, you sort of look at the one or two things you didn't do well, and you're like, well, that would have been nice if I just nailed that as well. Yeah, so that's always just how I've played my footy. And especially as I said, as being a captain as well, you want to make everyone else feel comfortable and feel confident, and that's your part as leader. Even if you aren't at your best as a leader, you still have to lead the boys well. It's not just taking a back seat and then focus on yourself. Lead the boys well, be confident, and it's been a ride, but it's been a good learning.
You mentioned a little bit earlier taking more control. Is that on the field and, say, at training in the sheds as well?
Yeah, it's more off the field, I think,
Okay.
at training and in our video sessions and just with the team, instead of just it's about having conversations with Robbo and the coaches of what we think is best for the team, and just having open conversation. I think sometimes we can just get stuck in listening to the coaches and just doing whatever they say, but I think the coaches love when we have some feedback for them and come to them with things that we think might be best for the team. So I think that's an important role as a captain. I think sometimes players can get caught in just having conversations with each other but not actually approaching it. So, having some conversations with the coaches, being open and honest, and then, all getting clear on what we need to do and, being on the right path.